So it's been 5 days now and I haven't seen a single ALS ice bucket challenge, which is usually the signal that an internet trend is dying down. And I think overall I'm quite happy with that, because whilst it was fun to see people dumping ice over their heads, gone finally are the people who are constantly complaining and arguing about it. Now we can find new things to complain and argue about. Yeah, but there are people who will look back on it like it was a bad thing, like it did more harm than good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to analyse all of their arguments against it and see whether or not I think it was a good thing or a bad thing. Most people are just doing it for attention, they're not even donating any money. You know what, I don't deny some people probably did, but by bringing attention to themselves, they brought attention to the ALS Foundation, which in turn generated huge levels of publicity, the likes of which the ALS Foundation has never seen before. And actually overall they raised over $100 million, so they raised quite a lot of money. Not all the money generated is even going into researching cures for ALS. No, that's true. Only 27% of money raised in the Ice Bucket Challenge is going into researching cures. 19% goes into patient and community services, such as running centres for those affected by the condition. 32% goes into public and professional education, which, let's face it, is extremely important because it wasn't exactly a mainstream disease before, but now everyone knows what it is and how terrible it is to suffer with it. And there's also way more to a charity, such as fundraising and admin and those sorts of things. If you don't want to donate to these other services, you can choose the option of just donating to the ALS Research Cure on their website. Yeah, but why are we donating to the ALS Association? Why aren't we donating to other charities? Initially, ALS was singled out because it's their marketing campaign, you know. You don't watch children in need on television then just donate to Macmillan. But you're not tied down to one charity. I've seen people donating to places like Scope, which is similar but different, all the way to Save the Children, which has nothing to do with it. But you can't not donate to charity because you feel like you're leaving the others out, you know. You're not a teacher, you're not a school anymore trying to include everyone. Find a charity that you agree with and donate to that one. Yeah, but how much of my money actually goes to charitable causes? 93%, according to the World Health Organization. Yeah, but the CEO earns a six-figure salary. Calling it a six-figure salary is very deceptive because it could be £999,999 a year, or it could be $100,000 a year. It turns out it's $170,000, which is not very much for the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. What does throwing ice over your head have to do with ALS? There is actually method in this madness. Supposedly. When the ice first hits you and that momentary shock you feel where everything tenses up and your body essentially goes into lockdown, that is supposed to give you a short glimpse, maybe just for a second or two, of what it's like to live with ALS. When I did it, I was essentially immobile for a second or two and it felt horrible, which is I guess why they came up with the challenge in the first place. See, the people that come up with these challenges, they're very, very clever. They think them through. And finally, the last one. Not gonna do it because it wastes water. Quick point here though, there are many top environmentalists who have done this challenge who are far more knowledgeable than me in this area, so I think if they're okay to do it, I think that suggests that maybe it's okay for us all to do it. But really, people are arguing this case on two sides. Firstly, there are people saying it's wasting water that people in Africa don't have. Okay, first, oh my god, seriously, stop treating Africans like they're one tiny group of people. Africa is an extraordinarily large place that can fit America into it 4 times and has a population of 1.1 billion people. African water problems aren't related to a direct lacking of water. I've been in African rainstorms. Those things are heavy. What Africa needs is access to clean drinking water to help stop the spread of certain diseases. The second side is wasting water in the Western world. Now this is more interesting and has more merit to it. Even though technically it's very difficult to waste water because it's recycled in the water cycle, it will take time and energy to filter and purify that water. But considering the average bucket size is 8 litres and water leaves the shower head at 10 litres a second, I think we can say the water being wasted from the Ice Bucket Challenge is just a drop in an incredibly large ocean. I think that's all I have to say on the matter. I think the overwhelming evidence points to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge being a good thing. So, yeah, fuck the haters. I'll see you next time.